Hey everyone, welcome back to IvanVentures. In just 4 minutes, we're breaking down the Federal Reserve, the central bank of the United States, what it does, and why it matters to your money. Ready? Let's dive in. Imagine the U.S. economy before 1913, a series of jarring financial panics and bank failures. To end this instability, Congress created the Federal Reserve. Its mission was clear: to provide the nation with a safer, more flexible, and stable monetary and financial system. The goal was to create an institution that could prevent financial chaos and foster economic growth for the country. The Fed's unique structure balances national oversight with regional input. It has 3 key parts. First, the Board of Governors in Washington, D.C., a federal agency providing central guidance. Then there are 12 regional reserve banks, the system's operating arms that connect the Fed to local economies and banks across the country. Finally, there's the Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC. This is the main policymaking body composed of the governors and some regional bank presidents. Their decisions on interest rates directly impact your loans and savings. Together, these 3 parts function as the central engine of the U.S. economy. They work in unison to manage the nation's money supply, aiming to keep employment high and prices stable for all of us. Fun fact, the Federal Reserve's headquarters in Washington, D.C. is called the Mariner S. Eccles Building, named after a former Fed chair who helped guide the U.S. through the Great Depression and World War II. So, what does the Federal Reserve actually do all day? It's not just about printing money. The Fed has 5 core responsibilities that act as the economy's operating system. First, it manages monetary policy by controlling interest rates to fight inflation and promote employment. It also supervises banks to ensure they're safe, protecting your money. The Fed works to maintain financial stability, acting as a backstop to prevent crises. It also ensures our payment systems, from wire transfers to direct deposits, run smoothly and securely. And finally, it champions consumer protection. But the part that affects us most directly is its control over interest rates. When the Fed raises rates, borrowing money becomes more expensive. Think higher interest on your credit card, a pricier car loan, or a bigger mortgage payment. Conversely, when the Fed cuts rates, borrowing gets cheaper, stimulating spending and investment across the entire economy. Big news. At the Jackson Hole Summit in August 2025, Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaled possible rate cuts as the job market slows. Markets went wild. Stocks soared, bond yields fell, Bitcoin jumped 4%, and Ethereum 14%. For you, that could mean cheaper borrowing soon. Here's a fun fact. The Fed's big annual meeting has been held in Jackson Hole since 1981. Why? Because back then, Fed Chair Paul Volcker was a huge fan of fly fishing, and he picked the spot so he could cast a line after meetings. Sometimes even the most powerful decisions in finance are inspired by a simple hobby. It's a quirky origin story that proves the Fed has a human side. Volcker was battling sky-high inflation and used world-class fishing to reel in top economists to this remote retreat. It's a legendary move that shaped economic history and shows that creativity matters even at the top. The Fed's story isn't just about numbers, it's about people, ideas, and the choices that shape our lives every day. The Fed isn't some distant force, it's connected to you and me. Every decision they make can change the interest rates on your car loan, mortgage, or savings account. They fight inflation to protect your wallet, and their goal of maximum employment helps keep jobs secure. Understanding the Fed means understanding the forces that shape your money, your career, and your future. So don't just watch the headlines, get curious, ask questions, and take charge of your financial journey. I'm Ivan, and this is IvanVentures. If you learned something new, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and stay curious. Your next adventure in money is just a click away. See you next time.